We are going to see how does a LCD work. LCD liquid crystal display was invented by James Ferguson in 1972. LCDs are used in monitor, watches, television and mobile screens.
This monitor uses liquid crystals to display images. How this works amazes me. Let me show it to you.
Let us start at the back of the screen. You can see two rows of LED lights. These are the only lights that the monitor has. The first piece is called the optical system, which shows the light even across the back of the screen. The second plate is called the optical light guide plate. You can see it covered with dots. When light enters from the bottom edge, it propagates down the plate by total internal reflection unless it hits one of the dots. They make light rays emerge out the front. Next, the engineers place what is called the diffuser's film. It eliminates all the dots from the light guide plate. Next is the prism. You can see that this portion is more brighter than the place where the prism isn't kept. Now you can see a evenly lit surface. The backlight is always on when the monitor is on, but what controls what we see is this piece of glass. This piece of glass has a polarizer on top and bottom.
If I lay the sheet on the optical system, you can see that it passes light. And if I put this piece on top, it also allows light to pass. But if I rotate it exactly 90 degrees to the bottom sheet, you will see the light disappears. The bottom sheet creates polarized light which will only pass through another polarizer set to the right angle. Now of course in the LCD monitor the front polarizer doesn't rotate. Other than the off switch, the monitor has no moving parts. Instead what we do is place these two polarizers 90 degrees to each other. This configuration that allows no light through, and then if we want light to pass, we twist the light within the glass pane to match the front polarizer.
Let me put it back and now you can see the image reappears.
I just love that. It is actually a sandwich of glass. Engineers fill the space between the panes with tiny glass beads to keep them separated and with organic molecules known as liquid crystals. These crystals have interesting properties in that they do not allow light to pass uniformly along both axes. Grooves are formed on the surface of both pieces of glass at 90 degrees to one another. The molecules in between line up in a beautiful helix. When light from the backlight passes through the first polarizer and enters the sandwich, it is rotated by the liquid crystal so as to allow it to pass through the second polarizer and emerge out the front of the screen. This is known as the normally white mode. Applying an electric field across the sandwich causes the crystals to line up lengthwise. Now the light that passes through the first polarizer is not rotated by the crystals and can no longer pass through the front of the screen. We call this the normally black mode. Now that we can control the light through the glass, how do we get the color? Let us look in detail at the piece of glass. By controlling the voltage between these transparent electrodes, we can control the intensity of the light that passes through. Now there is much more to the glass plate. Let us examine the section where my sari meets the cold background. If I turn off the image and backlight, the glass sandwich you can see, the screen contains red, green and blue sections. These are subpixels. The three together make a single pixel. In the sandwich, these are simply colored tiles that overlay the front transparent electrodes. We adjust the electrode shutter behind the subpixels so that they make up a particular color. For example, to get the color of the blue in my sari, we set the red subpixel to 12% of maximum intensity, green to 21% and blue to about 50%. And now for the last critical piece in the glass sandwich, on the back pane engineers paint tiny devices called the thin film transistors. That's why these monitors are often labeled TFT. Each subpixel has a transistor which controls it. This transistor you see right here functions as a switch that allows the screen to be updated row by row. By applying a voltage to a specific row while keeping the other rows grounded, we allow each subpixel in that row to receive video data coming from the top of the screen. Only one row can receive information at a time, but the speed with which this happens for each row is so fast that your brain blends it into a fluid image.
An amazing device. This technology allowed computing to go mobile. For example, laptops, mobile screens, tablets with lightweight screen. Thanks for watching.